Hey guys, my name is Chelsea Ryan and I am one of LuLaRoe's newest fashion consultants. I wanted to hop on here and take this opportunity to let you guys get to know me and to talk about why I decided to sign on with LuLaRoe and my experience thus far and a little bit about my future plans. So, I am a military spouse. My husband is in the Army and we have a beautiful 19-month-old daughter. And I was fortunate enough to spend the first 10 months of her life as a stay-at-home mom. And it was amazing. It was a dream come true. It was nothing that I ever imagined it would be before I was a mom. Unfortunately, when my daughter was a week old, my husband was sent to Germany for training, and he was back and forth from there, and it was hard. It was hard when he was gone because it was lonely, and it was hard when he was home because I knew he was leaving. So I decided that it was best for me and my sanity to come home to be with family, and that way I could have people to help and a community around. I moved home and I got a job and I started working, and I love my job. It's great. I love the family that I work for. They're amazing. It's hard. It's hard being basically a single mom. My husband isn't around, so I have to do everything on my own. I take care of the house and I take care of my daughter and I take care of our pets, and then I work and I take my daughter to and from daycare, and it's just tough. I want to be able to spend more time with my daughter. That's my biggest thing. The reason that I kind of looked into LuLaRoe was it was so intriguing to see all these women who were home with their kids and working from home and making a lot of money and doing the things that they wanted to be doing. I first came across LuLaRoe on YouTube with Anna Matos. I watched a few of her videos, her style guide videos about the different styles that LuLaRoe offers and how to style them and things like that, and I just thought it was so neat. So I continued to look into it, and I was like, what is this? What kind of business is this? My family has been in and out of direct sales and pyramid schemes all of my life, so I was extremely skeptical of the entire situation. I was like, no, that's dumb. It's a pyramid scheme. You just have to bug all of your family and friends and annoy them until they buy what you have or sign on or whatever it is that, they all do. So I was skeptical, but I still wanted to research because there were so many successful people that I knew personally and that I had seen online. So I continued to look, and I joined a few groups, and I talked with some of my friends who were consultants about everything. They were so helpful. They gave me all the information that I was looking for. We didn't seem to click as kind of business partners. Not that we were partnering, but I definitely wanted someone to be my sponsor who had the same kind of views and was in line with how I wanted to operate my business. So I continued to research and I continued to look into things, and I came across Kendra Pratt's videos on YouTube, and that's when I decided this is exactly what I wanted to do. She's so inspiring. If you watch her videos, it's amazing how quickly she grew and how well she did in such a short amount of time and how well she continues to do. So I reached out to her, and she was not taking any directs at the time. So she introduced me to someone in her downline, Allison Desmet, and I talked to her for about 3 days or so before I decided I want to onboard. And the biggest thing at that point that kept me from onboarding was the financial investment. It is a lot of money to put into something. It's a big jump. It's a huge leap of faith, and I wasn't sure if I would even be able to hack it. I mean, I work hard for what I do, and it it it's tough. So I talked to her for a couple days, and I finally decided, I could save up. I could do it. I could have the finances ready, and I could do it. So I signed on with the intention of using the 8 weeks that I had in the queue to save up the money. And I was doing great. I was doing so well. Then I went to my first pop-up, and I fell in love with all the clothes. This was the first time that I had seen LuLaRoe in person, and everything was so beautiful. All the prints were so gorgeous, and the different styles were just so comfortable. And then I felt the leggings, and they were amazing. So I completely fell in love, and then I knew that I was making the right choice. Unfortunately, that pop-up was kind of a downward spiral. I bought a few items and I was okay with it because, you know, it's a write-off for my business and advertising and things like that. And I needed to get to know the styles. So I bought quite a few items and came home, and I ended up spending some of the money that I had saved for my investment on different supplies and things that I would need. And then I bought more supplies and more supplies and more things, and it added up pretty quickly. Then I started shopping in the online group. So I was like, well, I already have a few items, so what's a few more gonna hurt? So I bought more clothes, and then I bought more clothes. And then for about a week, I was insane. I was crazy about it, and I just bought a whole bunch of LuLaRoe. I was literally addicted. A few weeks later, I get my call, and I wasn't ready because I was irresponsible. And unfortunately, I spent a good chunk of my investment on getting different supplies that I would need to start my business, but a good chunk of it was on clothes that I didn't so much need. Not that I don't love them. I wasn't able to onboard. They called me and I wasn't ready. Thankfully, they were kind enough to give me a little break and said that they would call me back in a month. And they called me back in a month and I still wasn't ready. And I told them within the next month I would be ready. Fortunately, I was ready. I got everything situated, and I shot them an email and they called me that day. So I onboarded, and it's been a complete whirlwind since I started this process, and I don't expect that to change. I have learned so much so far, and I'm so thankful for everything that I have learned. And I look forward to seeing where this takes me. I do have a few kinks to work out that are going to be trial and error from here. I have a tiny little 2-bedroom apartment, so I'm not sure how my storage is going to work with all of my inventory. And I have a tiny little Ford Focus, so I'm not sure how in-home pop-ups are going to work with carrying my inventory to and from. So those are some things that I'm going to have to figure out. Other than that, I have everything that I need, thankfully. I have my hangers, I have the racks, I have numbers, I have shipping supplies, just about everything. So I look forward to this journey. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to my page, as I'll be updating more about this opportunity with LuLaRoe and how I will be doing from here on out. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My contact information will be in the description bar below. I'm a pretty big wealth of knowledge. I had a lot of time to study and research and figure out what I wanted to do with my business, and how LuLaRoe works and their policies and procedures and things like that. So feel free to ask me if you're curious about the business, and if you're thinking about signing up. I'm more than happy to give you the information that you're looking for. And if you are still looking for a sponsor, I am looking to team build. So definitely get a hold of me and ask me any questions that you have. My experience is a little different from a lot of other consultants. I had a lot of trouble coming up with funds to invest in my inventory. And I know that's a huge struggle with a lot of people, and that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people are uncertain of and scared of. So I am just about an open book. So please ask me any questions, and if you want to see more videos, let me know what you're interested in, and I'll get those up and ready for you. All right, thanks guys.